Hey guys, welcome back to another video from SkiBoatPartsOnline.com. My name is Ron, and today we're going to take a look at some dash panels and some issues we've had with their deco restoration project, our rare bird project. This is the original dash panel that was in the boat. It's quite faded and a little bit dated. We want to update this and make it available for all of our American skier boats. I've had a number of calls over the years. Panels have been cracking, particularly near mounting holes. People want to upgrade some things, so we want to make a panel available. We just haven't had that available for a long time. So we went searching for a replacement panel supplier. This turned out to be kind of like the Goldilocks story, where we had one was too hot, one too cold, and one just right. But this is the original panel. We are going to make a few changes. The original panel had, of course, 2 speedometers, which will retain, 1 tachometer, 3 2-inch gauges, 3 2-inch gauges, the accessory ports, and the switches. Nobody uses the clock anymore. They typically fail prematurely anyway, so folks use their cell phones or a wristwatch. So we're going to drop the clock hole. And we're also going to drop the engine hour meter, because the engine hours will now be inside the new tachometer. So we can free up a little bit of space for if somebody wanted to add something else, a stereo or whatever in the dash. But this is the original. Now for this video I just added a hot glued a piece of aluminum on the bottom here to hold them up, so I can show you some of the changes that we're making in some of these attempts. But this is the original. Something that we are changing, of course, the original speedometers were what we called surface mount, hence the 3 little screw holes on each one. You can see the fading where the base, the wide footprint base, shielded this part of the plastic from the sunlight. That style speedometer is no longer available. So these little holes that were here will no longer be needed for the new speedometers. So this is the original. Here is the first panel that came in from a reputable panel builder. Now this is the new carbon fiber look, but we had some issues right off. Modern panel builders use a laser to cut the holes and cut the panels out. The original one was done with a router, and they wanted to put the lettering in with decals, and so this American Skier logo is no more than a decal. And one of the letters, they sent me this panel to look at it before we went any further, because I just over the phone had a lot of questions. So the overall fit was close, but not right on. But this decal didn't look good to me at all. So I said, just stop. We're going to try somebody else. So that was panel number 1. Then we went to panel supplier number 2. Again, a reputable marine panel manufacturer. They got some of the things right. As you can see, we only have the 2 holes now for the 2-inch holes instead of the 3 on each side. This is engraved, which came out nice. All the engraving came out real nice. It looks just like the original one did. But the problem is the fit was really bad. It did not fit the old panel. And in all 3 cases, the suppliers were sent the original panel to duplicate, and they missed the mark big time. Over a ½ inch off. It just doesn't line up and work at all. So this was number 2. The first one, just not right at all. This one wasn't right. But at the recent International Marine Trade Show that Stephen and I went to, we ran into another supplier, a little bit smaller company, who makes replacement panels for another boat builder, and we really liked what we saw there. And we just this week got this panel back from them. Again, all in carbon fiber, all three of them in carbon fiber look. The very first thing we noticed is that the fit and contour was spot on. It was right on the money. Again, the holes in the right places, everything was good. Their process is very different, and this is what caught our eye when we were at the IBEX trade show. The lettering is not engraved. It's a laser etched type lettering, but it's underneath a thick clear panel. This panel actually has, and I don't know if the camera is going to be able to pick this up on an end view, but it's a laminated clear on the back and the black on the front. So it's a laminated panel. So rubbing this off is going to be impossible. You'd have to rub through you know, a 1/16 of an inch of clear. It looks really rich. It fits right. And there's one more thing that they do that I have not seen, especially for the older ski boats. And you're going to see this as we progress through this panel installation, is they have available backlighting. Ooh. So our American Skier logo, when we're done with this, will be backlit. So when the navigation lights are on, this will be backlit and kind of glowing, we hope, along with the letters for the horn, the nav lights, anchor lights. We're going to backlight two areas. Now the more backlighting, the more cost. So we're going to minimize our backlighting to just the logo and the critical information right over here for the switches. That will be coming in the next video. This week we're going to work on stuffing this panel, some of the changes we're going to do. We're also going to change the 12-volt outlet, and that's going to go into a dual USB plug. Rather than having the 12-volt outlet, we're going to have a USB charging point so you can charge your cell phones and such. But the helm station will remain the same. The tack location, the 2 drop-in speedometers, and the 4 gauges and the switches. So we had this is the third vendor, the third attempt to try to get a panel that would not only look right but fit right. I'm excited to see how this turns out. I think it's going to look great. And if you noticed, there are no mounting holes on this panel. Those need to be drilled yet. That's going to be in the next video as to how we mount this. The raw panel itself will be available for all of our American Skier customers. Once we finish this one and we're happy with how it turns out, they will be available on the website. But the reason why I elected not to have the mounting holes pre-drilled is because the original panel, let me grab him quick, this one here, which has the perimeter holes, these were all hand drilled at the factory. So no two are in the same position. So if we pre-drilled a panel for you, it's not going to line up with your old holes. So what we will do is we're actually going to fill in the mounting holes and drill new ones. And the whole drill or whole mounting process and stuffing process will be on our next video. That's going to be this week's work coming up. How do you mount it? How do you do it the right way without cracking the panel, for example? And I think it's going to look really good. So stay tuned. This was just a quick update on why there's been such a delay between videos here. We've been waiting and waiting for these panels to come in, and I got a little bit little upset with a couple of vendors that said they could do it, but not going to cut it for our boats. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.